Hi guys, so this is the third video I'm filming in a row. After this, I'm probably gonna go to bed. I need to eat a snack first. I'm hungry. But I wanted to film my, how I found out I was pregnant, how we told our parents video, just some background for those of you who don't know. Jacob just turned 21 and I am 20, soon to be 21. We're only 18 days apart, so yeah. My baby is due in April. I am currently 15 weeks and 2 days, so yes. And I'm joined by my little friend Milo, who is in a very sassy mood tonight. What are we eating? You're always eating stuff. Can you just not? He's a crackhead. Okay. He doesn't know, really how to cat. I'm gonna make a video about him. Yeah. He's a special friend. So I did get pregnant about a month and a half into me and Jacob's relationship. We both thought that we weren't fertile. I've had lots of different health issues. Well, not lots. I've just had really heavy periods since I got my period, basically, which I was being sexually abused at the time. So just the stress kind of brought on really, really bad periods. So that wasn't fun. And I just worried. I had also been on birth control, hormonal birth control, since I was 14. So that was, I'd had very little breaks, I think, and I had a 3-month break in all that time. So yeah. And then Jacob, his is for other reasons, and he's not super comfortable sharing his, what happened to him, so I'm not gonna put that on the internet. One day I got up to go to work, and I was working a job where I had to get up at 5:30 in the morning, and I just wasn't feeling very good. But I thought, maybe I'm just sleep deprived. Jacob and I lived an hour apart, so we were kind of long distance. I mean, not really. There's long distance couples that would definitely laugh in my face for saying that. But yeah, we spent a lot of time on the phone, and we both worked really crazy schedules. So seeing each other was really difficult in the beginning because I was on the Panama schedule and he wasn't, and I worked 12.5-hour shifts and he did not. So it was just really difficult. If y'all don't know what the Panama schedule is, basically you work 3, off 2, work 2, off. It's hard to explain. I've already forgotten it. It's confusing. But I just wasn't feeling very good. And I kind of told Jacob, I thought maybe I was just getting a cold. Didn't think much of it. And then I didn't get my period that month. But so here's where things also get funky. So with regular birth control, where you take the placebo every week, I get my period, and you have a week-long placebo. My periods come every 2 months, and they're 2 weeks long. So I have a very weird cycle. That is the best we've gotten it, honestly. And so I said I'll take it because I had a period that was 4 weeks long. So, and it was very heavy. It was not okay. So yeah. I have stories. One time I was filling up a Super Plus tampon, Super Plus, in 10 minutes. No joke. It was not a fun time to be Madeline. So yeah, but I didn't get my period that month, and I honestly couldn't remember if it was the month to get my period or the month not to, so I didn't think too much of it. I do keep a stash of pregnancy tests. My dad did judge me a little bit when I said this, but if it's a month where I can't remember and I'm nervous about it, then I can just take a test and get a negative and be good to go. Usually I will wait until my missed period, but yeah, I've never stressed about it. It takes the anxiety away. I have anxiety and I overthink, and it just takes that away. So that's what I would do. You can get them from the Dollar Tree, and they work. They work. Because they're monitored by the FDA. So I'm feeling very good though. Didn't think much of it. I knew I was supposed to be getting my period, or could be, depending if it was the period month or not. I didn't get it. And I was like, whatever. Well, then my nipples turned very dark. And I was like, girl. And I was like, I've had weird things with my breasts. I've had issues with them leaking since I was 16. They still don't know why. So yeah, that's really fun. They've even taken me off birth controls that can like raise the prolactin levels in my body. I've had brain scans done. They don't know why. So it's pretty benign. It's just annoying. And now that I'm pregnant, they leak a lot. Super fun. But yeah, so my nipples looked weird, but I was like, shit, my body does weird stuff. So whatever. It was also my placebo week. So I was like, not overthinking it. One morning, and then like the next morning, I think I was off and I was just really, really nauseous, like really nauseous. And I was like, because I kind of felt like I was getting a cold. Then I felt better for a day. I noticed my nipple looked weird. Third day, I was like, I'm nauseous. So I decided to take a test. It came back negative, and I was like, girl, you big stressing for nothing. You big stressing for nothing. So we were like 3 days into my placebo week, basically. Whatevs, right? No. Like 3 more days go by and I was just like feeling pregnant is the only way I know to describe it. Just like feeling pregnant. And I was just like eating away at me. And I was like, well, I had like this whole stash. Like I'd gotten 2 negatives. I think I took another test the next day after the first one. Usually I just take one and I'm like, fuck it, we're good. Not this time. I had this like gnawing feeling and I took a 3rd test and we were coming to the end of my placebo week and it was negative. And I was like, girl, you're doing too much. So I put it at the top of the trash can. Like my trash can was getting kind of full, face down. And later that day, I had to poop and I had not taken my phone into the bathroom. And I was like, I'm going to look at that test again. Now I know that when it's been like so many hours, it's not, good to read them like once it's out of the time window, but it was positive. It was a very, very faint line. And I was like, oh fuck. That's what I thought. And I was like, I'm not sure I'm gonna tell Jacob yet. I don't know. And we had talked about if I got pregnant, what we would do. And we were both like, well, we wouldn't get an abortion or anything, but I was like, oh fuck, I'm pregnant. And I just felt really overwhelmed. I felt scared. I was excited, but it was like the least feeling. Like I felt everything else a lot stronger at that time. And I was like, the line may not even be there. Like you may just be seeing things. So I FaceTimed Jacob and I was like, okay, so I've taken a couple pregnancy tests and the first 2 were negative and I waited a couple days. I think it's positive. Do you see this really faint line? And he was like, oh my God, I see it. And he was instantly excited, which honestly like really comforted me because like I said, I was like, oh fuck. Like I was like, oh shit, like I'm scared. Also, I had been on antibiotics for 3 weeks, which makes your birth control not work. I got shingles on my face. We still don't know how that happened. And then I had a kidney stone. So super fun. But yeah, Jacob was super excited. So I was like, okay. And I was like, well, it's been out for hours. The line is super, super faint. So yeah, the next morning, I think I had work. So I took another test and it was positive again. It was a light line, but it was positive. And I texted Jacob a picture at 5:45 in the morning because I'm crazy. And he saw it when he got up and he was like, yeah, you're pregnant. I continued to take at-home tests because I'm crazy. By the time I went in to get seen at the clinic, I had taken 7 at-home tests. I just kept taking them. And then I got excited to see the line. I don't know. I was just like, oh my gosh. And I guess part of me wanted to make sure it like wasn't a chemical pregnancy or something. I don't know. I'm crazy. It was only one a day though. So I did get into a clinic eventually. I did take 2 clear blue tests and found out like, yeah, it's for real. It's real. And that's when I kind of, I didn't want to get attached. Like I was just scared of something bad happening. And honestly, it wasn't until the 2nd trimester that I really let myself like get attached to this baby. Like I have anxiety and I'm definitely a worst case scenario person. And I've always been a worry wart. And so I wasn't stressed about it, but I also wasn't like, I don't know. I also still forget I'm pregnant. So Jacob and I wanted to tell our 3 sets of parents together. Jacob's parents are both divorced and remarried. And I was like, okay, I've met your dad once. I think I'd met his stepmom twice. Okay, now we have to tell these people we're pregnant. And it was scary. Like, I was living on my own at the time. I was living alone at the time. Jacob had moved into a place with his brother. So, I mean, we're adulting. We had jobs. We had whatever. So, yeah, it wasn't like I'm 16 telling my parents, but shit, I felt like it. Jacob was going to be coming down that weekend, and we were going to tell my parents first. I don't know why. I guess like we had decided that we knew his mom was going to be excited. We just knew that. And then we thought his dad was going to call him dumb and whatever. And then my parents though, like were a really big wild card. I didn't know if it was going to be like yelling, if they were going to be excited, or I had no idea. And so I was really, really scared to tell my parents. So like 2 days before Jacob's coming, I'm at my parents' house. I have taken the 7 tests already. I do have an appointment set up at the pregnancy center to see how far along I am and everything. And yeah, I'm at my parents' house for dinner right next door to my house. And my dad starts asking me like, when are you going to go back to school? Have you decided on a major? And we're sitting down to eat and I just start crying. I just start crying really hard, and all the excitement that I was finally starting to let myself feel just like diminished. Like I was just like, oh fuck, like I can't, there's no way out of this at this point. And so I just started crying, and my dad was like, you good? And I want to say, okay, so back up just a titch. So Elizabeth got me the clear blue pregnancy test, so she knew I was pregnant. She worked at the grocery store and was like, hey, do you want some nice ones type situation, and she took them with me. So yeah, I took one actually like at 8 o'clock at night, and it was positive, and I was like, we really pregnant. And then I told Carter the next night. We went and got pizza, and I was like, I am so hungry. I swear I could eat a whole pizza alone. And he was like, really? And I was like, yeah, I'm pregnant. And he was like, what? And I was like, I'm pregnant. Don't tell mom and dad yet, but yeah. And he was like, but he was so sweet and supportive, and he did not tell my parents. He was sitting across me from the dinner table, and he just like, he didn't blurt it out. And I have a lot of respect for my brother. Like he was my ride or die in that situation. That was really wow, because he's 15. So yeah, I'm sitting at the table. I think Elizabeth was at work, and I just started crying. Now, there was another time when I decided I wanted to change majors in college. I called my parents crying really hard, and they thought I was pregnant. They kind of assume we're pregnant when we get upset. So my dad just sat there, and I remember he just set his fork down, and he just looked at me. And my mom brought her food to the table, and she sat down. Like, they already knew. And I was just crying. And my dad goes, just go ahead. Just go ahead and say it. And I still couldn't tell if he was mad or disappointed or what. And I just, like, could not get the words out. Like, I felt like I couldn't breathe. I was on the verge of a panic attack. And I just like finally swallowed my tears enough. I'm sure it was like a minute, but it felt like half an hour of me trying to like find the words. And I just looked at him finally and I was like, I'm pregnant. And he goes, okay, I knew that's where that was going. Are you excited? Because you don't seem excited. And I was like, well, I was until I had to tell you, you guys. And my dad was like, okay. And, you know, they started asking me like, how far along do you think you are? All that stuff. And yeah, you know, then there was some silence and my dad just turned to my mom and goes, you're going to be a grandma. And my mom was like, you're going to be a grandpa. And your dad's been saying that he is ready to be a grandpa. He's been a grandpa in training to your dog. Like he's ready. And they got a little excited, which felt really good. And then my dad was like, we're not going to get over the moon excited, you know, until you have it confirmed and stuff. And I was like, yeah, that's fair. I'm not either. Why are you shivering? So yeah, and then my parents look at Carter and he's just eating and Carter was like, yeah, I knew, I found out last night. And then after that, Jacob decided that he was just going to tell his dad and stepmom alone. So he told his stepmom first and she was supportive. She was really sweet about it. I love Delinda. And then I'll call her his bonus mom. She's amazing. And then he told his dad, and at that point, I had had a promise ring, and I'd gotten Jacob one, and his dad was like being weird that Jacob had a promise ring, and he seemed more upset, or more like, I wouldn't say upset. I wasn't there, but Jacob said he seemed more surprised about the promise ring than the pregnancy. Jacob's dad is an interesting man. I love him, but he's an interesting man. And when Jacob did come down that weekend, we decided to go tell his mom together. And I was wearing a dress with pockets and we were hanging out. And she made some joke about me getting pregnant. And I just whipped out the pregnancy test and she was really excited. So that felt really good. It's like Jacob's siblings and stuff started to find out. I announced my pregnancy on social media, I think at 10 weeks, maybe 9 weeks, which is really early, but like a lot of people were finding out that were close to us anyway. When I went to the clinic, I was actually only 4 weeks. So I found out really early. I don't understand my cycle, I guess. I don't know. It's confusing to me. So, yeah, I was measuring super, super small. I thought that I was going to be further along, and so did they, because when they gave me the P test, they said I was 7 to 8 weeks, and I was like, no. I haven't even been with Jacob for that long, and before that, no. No one's been really ugly to me about it, thank God, because I'm a little territorial. It's my baby. It's my little family. Oh, look at this. If I can bend this down. Oh, it's not gonna let me. Oh. Stop. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to hit subscribe. That way you can follow along on our little journey. I guess it's kind of a big journey at this point. If you guys do want to see any videos of Jacob, like things we could sit down and film, please leave suggestions. Please leave suggestions down below. If you have any questions, also leave them down below so we can film a pregnancy Q&A, either me or me and Jacob. Stop. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you guys in my next one.